Good evening everybody, and once again welcome back to the channel. In this particular video I would like to share some insights on Iceberg Spark incremental pipelines. So if you are running incremental merges into your Iceberg table, this one tip could be useful depending upon your data and use cases, right? So let me share my screen, hopefully it will make sense. Okay, all right. So whenever you're doing merges, right? So let me see if I can probably, again, this is a sample mock data, that data that I was trying to use to teach you, right? So again, very simple, right? I have some incoming data, I'm joining on event ID, and then I'm doing some updates. And if it is, of course, not merged, then I'm doing some insert, right? Now, what I want to share here is the tip that I want to share is by default, if you run this particular Spark SQL and if you observe Spark UI, uh, Spark will do a sort merge join on this. Now, depending upon data set, if you have fairly large tables, like I'm talking about tables with almost 500 GB of base table, billions of rows, things could really add up, right? Depending upon volume, right? So what I want to share with you is this one, right? So if you observe this, if I can probably zoom in here, yeah. So if you observe this step carefully, right? So after, where is that? Yeah, so basically after reading this particular data set, after the exchange happened over here, you can see this additional sort step, right? So it will sort the data, right? If you can see, right? And then here, if you observe, if you still see my screen, hopefully, it does a sort merge join, right? So you can see this particular took about 4.9 seconds. So the sort merge join took about 4.9 seconds. Now, similarly, observe this. So if you do a shuffle hash join, right? It took about 4.5 seconds. The sorting step is not there, right? So the joins are much more faster. Now, of course, yeah, right. This is a very small data set sample, like about a few 100,000 records that I have locally on my machine. But when you're working with billions of records, these things can really have a huge impact, right? So again, sharing my screen. So where is that configuration that I want to talk about? Not in this one. Okay, so here is the Spark configuration, right? So spark.sql.join prefer sort merge join. You can set that to false. So if you don't have this, I believe default it will go to the sort merge join, right? So this will really help you out to speed things up. Of course, do your own research. Of course, test it out. This is a tip that I am giving you from my personal experience that I have working with, of course, Lakehouse over the years. So something just wanna suggest. Another small tip I may give you is, if your incremental data is about 600-700 megabytes and you're doing merges with a fairly large table, billions of rows and gigabytes and gigabytes of like base table, prefer doing a broadcast join. Now doing a broadcast join, you can specify the threshold. You can say, hey, if the incoming data set is, let's say, probably like greater than ABC, a particular threshold, use a broadcast join. So in this case, what would happen is, Spark will basically push the data to all the nodes, and then your joins would be much more efficient, right? So all I'm trying to say is, of course, making pipelines is easy. Optimizing is the most difficult part, right? Understanding the details and then approaching that, right? Also, I have a very nice blog. Not me, but this is something I gained insight from a blog. Let me see if I can find this. Actually, if I go to, it was on Medium. I was reading maybe over the weekends. Let me go to Google. Bucket join Iceberg. I think it was by Expedia Group, if I believe that. If I remember, yeah, this one. Very nice blog, and this is exactly what this person talks about: turbocharging efficiency and slashing costs, mastering Spark Iceberg joins with storage part. This is using storage partition join. But if you see the author over here explains, right? So sort is there, right? So the sorting step could be expensive, right? This is a sort merge join, and then he says that, see, sort merge join is the default strategy for handling non-broadcasted joins in Spark involving below steps, right? Now if you see the next step, I believe lower here, see, he made a cross on this, right? A shuffle as join would eliminate this particular step, and it would be much more efficient. I'll leave the blog in the description, so in case if you want to read. Again, see, once you have the pipeline, then get into the details, get into the finer nitty-gritty details. How can I optimize this? How can I make it better? What if I do this? What if I do that, right? that curiosity is so important. I think that's the most important thing. So have that curiosity and be curious in nature. Hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? So that, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the insight. I'll leave the resources in the description, so in case if you want to check it out, check it out. With that being said, keep smiling, keep programming, and I'll see you in the upcoming next video, guys.